Doing a Nick Cage cast, B movie battle. Let's hear our. This one actually is kind of a theme song. Not really. There's no song. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's got a theme.
I could play the B movie battle purge intro if you want.
I don't
Yes. Okay.
What?
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the B-movie battle sanctioned by the government of Wonderland. Swear words of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the show. All other swear words are restricted. Wonderland officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the show and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 1 continuous hour. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until the review concludes. Blessed be our Wonderland leaders in America, a nation reborn. B-movie battle is now in effect.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to B movie battle. Nick Cage cast. B movie battle episode 67. Nick Cage cast 45. There's King Kong. For Amos and Andrew, 1993. I am Phoenix West.
Dick, yeah.
Welcome, Dick. Amos and Andrew, a movie I have on DVD, and it's Pan and Scan.
I'm going to buy that movie on Blu-ray because I have disposable income to allow this to happen.
Yes, you do.
Because I really enjoyed this movie. I liked this movie quite a bit.
I told you last time we talked, it is the better version of Trapped in Paradise. Was I wrong?
Oh, it's lovely. No, I love this movie. This movie was great. This was hilarious. This movie was funny. And I mean, this movie should be released today because it's that relevant. I mean, it is like super relevant. It is 25 years too early, this movie.
It really does feel like it should be made nowadays. And they also tried to redo this with White Man's Burden with John Travolta.
Yeah, but White Man's Burden was like drama. This is a comedy. And it's
but
making fun of itself. It's like, that's the point.
But White Man's Burden was like,
it was ridiculous. Yeah, that was a stupid movie.
Let's swap the races.
But there's poor white people trash too. Like, I don't understand. So they went to Manteca? Like, I mean, I got that over here. I can go take the camera out here. I'll show you a White Man's Burden. I got it down the street. I don't know. Don't matter who you are.
Oh, man.
Core is core.
So much to say about this movie, and we have to do it in a hurry.
That's fine. But I really think this movie was hilarious, funny. I think the problem is what probably gives this movie the hard time is it's written and directed by a white man.
It was directed by E. Max Fry.
That could be a black guy, but I saw the picture. I think he's white. He might be mixed, but I think he's white.
I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I don't give a shit who directed a movie, if it's male, female, white.
No, I don't either. That doesn't bother me, but I'm just saying people take offense to when, oh, you're trying to tell a black man's story. You shouldn't because you don't know where you're coming from. But human stories are human stories. That's what I feel. I mean, humanity's humanity. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he does look very white. He's from Oregon.
Oh, he's white.
Oh, he received an Academy Award nomination for co-writing and for Foxcatcher.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, he works still, so that's good for him. He's worth it.
Yeah, so I look him up. This is a movie I never watched until I did my. I sat down and I played it with like the bingo balls, or not the bingo, the other balls I had, the ping pong balls. And I was sitting there, I'm like, I'm gonna watch every Cage movie. And I just like went through them one at a time, picking the winners based on the balls. And this one got chosen finally, and I watched it. I'm like, I love this movie.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna hate it. Because it was 1993, which is a big red flare. 93 comedy, it's nobody talks about it. There's some bad movies from that era that are comedies, and nobody like, oh, they're bad.
Right.
But I put it in, and I go, and I recently had done Trapped in Paradise on the show, and one of the first episodes, I think it was like episode 4, if I'm not mistaken, 3 or 4. And I watched this and I'm like, oh, this is what they were trying to do with Trapped in Paradise.
Yeah.
Only Trapped in Paradise is more about like the whole town coming together, kind of like a National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation sort of thing.
Right.
But this is just a flat out better movie than that.
Yes, it is.
I laughed all the way through. I like the characters. I love the premise of it, which is nobody wants to look racist, even though everyone's saying horribly racist things.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's such a perfect. It's just such a great, like just like Giancarlo Esposito. I told you about them liberals on the East Coast. Yeah, I told you, brother. And he's just another huckster, racial huckster. Like he's got a wig on and he's singing the gospel music with his
bridge.
Oh, so fun. Giancarlo Esposito. I didn't know he was working then. Like he was brilliant in this, and this is like 30 years ago.
Well, this is only 2 years before Usual Suspects, which he's in.
I know, but like that's such a small part.
Yeah.
And like this part is actually a pretty important part of the movie. And it's like he's really good. He's hilarious. Like he should have got more comedy work, but I guess nobody saw this movie, so nobody gave a shit.
Well, I have 5 notes, and one of them is literally just Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah.
So let's talk about him.
No, I love Giancarlo Esposito.
He's not in a whole lot of the movie.
No.
But he is a very loud voice in the movie for a reason. He does like the Selma walk across the bridge when he gets to the island.
So funny. He's like, we're gonna our brothers, Alvin, we're coming for you. I told you. And then the best part is they burn the house down.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. It's just it's
okay.
So great.
We'll get into that in a second. I just want to say Giancarlo Esposito, I mentioned this before to you. Do you remember? I kept saying whatever, like his name just gets stuck in my head.
Right.
I'll sit there just going Giancarlo Esposito. Because Breaking Bad, obviously he plays Gus Fring.
Yes.
He's a weird actor. He's like a John Turturro sort of person who can play like 7 different ethnicities. Because in this movie and in Usual Suspects, he's just a black man.
I don't even know because and then in Breaking Bad he's what,
Chilean.
Puerto Rican, Chilean,
He's Chilean
drug dealer, but he could be a black guy. He's like Jeffrey Wright. He could be a black guy, a Mexican, a Jewish guy, a white guy who's just tan. Like he could do anything.
Him and what is his name? We talked about him last time on Nick Cage Cast. Fear the Walking Dead and
Robert Patrick? No,
he's in The Walking Dead. No, he plays Travis on Fear the Walking Dead. Why can't I think of his name right now?
Oh, the guy that could be. He was in. He was in Bringing Out the Dead.
Yes. What was his name though?
I can't remember his name.
He's the drug dealer in Bringing Out the Bad.
He's a drug dealer, but he's another great character actor that just like could play anything. That guy could be anybody.
We're collecting those guys. His name is. Let's see how far he is listed. Cliff Curtis.
Cliff soundtrack.
No, such a name. God damn.
That's the widest name ever. Cliff Curtis.
Yeah, it doesn't have
Cliff.
That's another example of what he can play.
Yeah.
Cliff those guys who can just play any race.
Yeah.
And instead of Hollywood casting the white man as that's one time I do agree with how people like whitewashing shit is when they have Matt Damon playing someone like that. Like get a Cliff Curtis. Get a guy that can do that sort of stuff.
Right, yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, I remember when Mark Strong was playing an Arabian in Body of Lies, the Ridley Scott movie. You could pull it off a little bit, but it was kind of like, okay, I don't think he's from that era.
Henry Silva plays a Korean in The Manchurian Candidate.
Yes.
Fucking Christopher Lee is Fu Manchu. Like, there's so many examples of it. Just like,
yes,
come on, guys. Like, is this really what you want to be doing? Like, it's embarrassing. That's one of my favorite movies, is Manchurian Candidate, the original, and it's embarrassing.
Right? Yeah, it's bad.
I'm Henry Silva.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I think he might be Chinese because Manchuria is a Chinese province, right?
I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, come on, John.
guys.
That's a Chinese actor. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
But okay, so and speaking of race, this is a movie about race because before we get any further, I would just say, and I think you'll agree, if you have not seen this movie, Amos and Andrew, go watch it.
Yes.
It is worth the watch. Good luck finding it. I could only find the DVD at a used DVD store.
It was on streaming for a while, and of course, the curse of streaming. Every time we have to watch these movies, it's not nowhere to be found on streaming. It's there for 6 months, and the one day I want to watch it, it's nowhere to be found.
You know why? Because these movies were chosen by the bingo hopper.
The cursed bingo hopper from hell. A piece of shit, wherever you got that from.
You know what's bad? Because we have a phrase for it, and we both knew it right there.
Yep, that's awful.
The cursed bingo hopper from hell. It's evil. It's an evil bingo hopper.
It's pure evil.
Let me just tell you and the audience the next few episodes of Nick Cage Cast so that you can watch them before they get removed. The next episode is not for a while, and it's not even Nick Cage Cast. It's the Blob 58 versus Blob 88.
Yeah, good luck finding those.
I have copies. We'll watch them.
I already have. I mean, I have the Shout Factory.
You have the VHS tapes that you're getting together right now?
No Blob, though. I have the Hall of the VHS tapes.
The next Nick Cage movies, though, are Family Man versus Trespass, and then Wild at Heart.
Oh,
and then Sonny from 2002, the only movie he ever directed.
Oh,
James
no.
Franco.
Oh, no.
Then we're doing Kill Chain. And then It Could Happen to You versus 211, and then A History of Swear Words, which is on Netflix.
Right.
That's not going anywhere, unless Netflix folds. Which by that time, they might. They might. We're in an interesting era right now where Netflix is faltering.
Yes.
And they're desperate that one show will keep them alive. And I think I know what show we're talking about here.
Yes.
It's that dancing little girl show. They want that.
Stranger Pedophiles.
Yes. That one.
Gotcha.
Okay, so the whole premise is a character actor and his wife, who's also a character actress, are walking by this house. They see Samuel L. Jackson inside. They don't know that the house was sold.
Yeah.
But they see him, a black man, inside the house fixing his stereo, but to them it looks like he's stealing the stereo.
Yes.
Therefore, it's a comedy of errors. It really, this movie is. It's a sitcom domino scenario where this leads to this, leads to this. Classic, like compared to Vacation. One of those types of movies where it's the domino effect of those kind of movies. Everything's set up perfectly. The rest is just chaos that ensues from that initial setup of mistaken identity or mistaken circumstances or whatever. The rest of the movie is Dabney Coleman plays the sheriff, and he's up for re-election. He's trying to do this properly. Him and his deputy's Brad Dourif,
who's
fantastic. Who we mentioned before, and he's fucking fantastic in this.
He's hilarious in this movie.
He's really the one. Excuse me. Choking on my love.
Well, the best part, what makes the movie work is Dabney Coleman is the one that comes up with the scam because they've accidentally mistaken Sam Jackson for just a common thug, but he's actually a Pulitzer Prize winning playwright, screenwriter, activist, very famous guy who's very much a rich man who's on the cover of Forbes magazine.
That he's reading.
Reveal that he's reading. Well, yeah, I'd read this. I'd read my own article, sure.
Even though on the poster it's GQ.
I listen to my own podcast, so yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, you get it.
It puts me to sleep. But it's on GQ. That's funny. That's a good poster. But yeah, this is actually a movie about class. It's a classism movie because there's great moments for like both sides. Like why you're so like he's almost the same character from Die Hard with a Vengeance, Sam Jackson. He's almost
I was thinking a lot about that.
Yeah.
The way he talks to his nephews in Die Hard with a Vengeance reminds me a lot of his character here.
Little bit. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose for a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, mute it. Thank you. All right. So the sheriffs think he's invading the home and stealing shit. So Brad Dourif walks up there and he paints his face black, which is another like
That's the joke.
funny little joke. Horrible. Everything's racist in the movie. That's the joke of the movie.
But that's just because Amos and Andrew, it's Andy and Amos. What's the name of the movie again?
Is that Amos and Andy?
No, it's Andrew and Amos, or Amos and Andrew.
I can find out in 4 seconds here for you.
No, it's Amos and Andy is the radio show with blackface, and that's what this movie is. The title is referring to, and you never get the explanation of the movie because Sam Jackson says Amos and Andy, and he goes, "Don't say that."
Yeah.
You
So
don't
in the movie, Samuel
say
Jackson
that.
pleads to Nicolas Cage to never call them Amos and Andrew. He doesn't explain the movie, but in the history of American popular culture, no program was both popular and controversial as the Amos and Andy play show. The series, which ran on radio from 28 to 60, is perhaps the most popular radio series of all time. Although the show was extremely popular, many African-American groups led by the NAACP charged that the characters were racist caricatures and demeaning to the black community. There it goes. I'll stop reading.
But I think eventually they did cast black actors as Amos and Andy on TV. It wasn't blackface; it was real black actors, and I think they lost their jobs because of the NAACP saying this is a mockery to black people. This is disgraceful. But those guys were working, and it's like, well, yeah, but I'm getting paid a lot of money. It's a popular show. Can I at least have that? And you guys can say whatever, but they can't. I think they canceled it because of that. And it's kind of like, well, that kind of sucks for the guys doing it. They had no problem with it. They were making lots of money off of it.
But I also get like, especially during that time, 1960, I could see that being a, civil rights movement thing going on.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's shit's happening now with like Mike, whatever his name is, getting fired out or quitting for being Cleveland Brown on Family Guy. And so it's just really still going on.
Well, the problem is,
Yo, brother, where art thou?
Yo, brother, where art thou? Yeah. That's my Pulitzer Prize. I won the Pulitzer Prize. How much you get for it? How much was the prize? How much was it? Dude.
They do a good job of the dumb guy. Nice. Okay. You got that? Okay. There you go.
But I don't think it's the same thing. Because also, same video. Well, I don't know. It's not. Well,
okay. We do that later. That'll be our Sopranos talk. I don't care. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
So I can't believe anything.
So the movie does a good job of, like you said, classist stuff. It's Samuel Jackson is the black guy. He's being severely discriminated against
by a bunch of
a piece of shit criminal,
people.
And he's white.
Right. He's just a loser. And he's not even a criminal.
No,
he's just an idiot that got lost trying to go to Canada.
No,
he's stupid.
He what was it? Delinquency of a minor, and she looked 18. He's a pedophile. We see him later with the pizza girl. He's a fucking pedophile.
It's not. You know who that girl was?
No.
The pizza girl was Heather Graham's sister.
Wow.
Amy Graham. That's her
older
Amy
sister?
Graham. I don't know if it's her older or younger sister.
Well, yeah, Heather Graham was in a movie in like 94, and she was a little bit younger, it seemed like.
Yeah.
Either way, I didn't know that. And Heather Graham really got all the looks in that family, apparently.
I always do a deep dive on these. And there's, I think, a couple of connections here. Oh, what was the connecting? One of the big connecting tissues.
Kiss of Death?
Well, Kiss of Death is one, but there was another. I think there was a Twilight Zone connection somewhere. I can't remember off the top of my head now.
I don't know.
You have to dig a little deeper on that one. I don't remember.
I don't know, but let's move on with the plot here because suddenly it becomes like chaos. It spirals out of control where Brad Dourif is the makeup on his face and he runs up and he calls Sam Jackson out. Sam Jackson walks out there, but his car alarm is going off because Brad Dourif bumped into it. And he pulls out his little key fob to be like, oh, I can't hear you. And he's like, police, stop. And he's like, I can't. And he tries to turn off his alarm, and then Brad Dourif thinks it's a gun, shoots at him. Sam Jackson runs inside, freaks out, obviously, because he's being shot at for no reason.
Yeah.
Shuts off all his lights. Dabney Coleman starts to realize, oh, shit. The guy's got a gun. He's inside. And then the neighbors are like doing their interview with the local huckster
media
dude. and they realize that he might have the actual owners of that house kidnapped. So that's what really sets off the story, is everyone thinks they're kidnapped, and so he's got hostages. So it becomes this bigger thing that's going on. I was hoping a couple things happen in the movie where they play the guy's clip to him, but instead he just goes with this VHS tape, and that was it. That was his downfall. I don't know.
Right.
But it's a minor nitpick, really. You know, a movie that's kind of reminded me of it too, with the media attention outside, was Airheads.
It is very similar to that, and it's almost the same year, isn't it?
Airheads is 94.
This is 93.
It's 93. Yeah.
This is kind of the era of these movies that kind of movie, where it's like it's a big media fiasco.
Yeah. Or
Like,
kidnappings gone awry.
It's like the Getaway,
The House Guest.
House. This
House
movie,
Arrest.
Amos Andrew. Like an event that it becomes a huge media event.
The Ref.
Well, that's more of a kidnap movie.
I'm going off my other three here, which are like kidnapping.
Kidnapping upper middle class white people, but it's a misunderstanding. A lot of those movies happen in the Sleepless in Seattle.
The ending where they all get away.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Sleepless in Seattle? What?
Because that was a mistaken identity. A lot of mistaken identity movies in this era.
Oh yeah, before the internet and cell phones and facial recognition software.
Right, yes, exactly.
You get away with that shit then, not so much nowadays.
Right, yeah.
Who is that girl? That's her. Here's her address and her phone number.
Yeah.
Let's be fucking creepy men on her.
Would you like to see titty pictures? Yes.
Yeah. She'll make some for you right now, so you don't hack into her social security number and she'll do it right now, like live shit.
She said, members only.
Do you want to see her cry in front of her kids so you don't extort her?
Do you want to see her pissed on a orchid?
So I don't want to go too much into detail with the plot. That's really the basic plot. One other thing is Nick Cage was in the cell here. They release him and this never works out, with the promise that they'll let him go if he pretends to be the guy taking him hostage. Therefore, Dabney Coleman's story works out with the media.
Right.
It was a hostage situation. Let's get him. We'll get you in the first bus out of here. And then they let Nick Cage into the house. He shows up with a shotgun. And then it's just like, he's like, he even ties him to the chair with tape. And he's like, this is just for appearances. Don't worry. He takes his watch. Some great little tiny character bits. It's not hilarious. It's not a hilarious movie. It's just amusing.
No, it's just funny. It's very well done.
Yeah. I will say I like Airheads as a comedy more, but I think this is probably a better movie.
Oh, this is a way better movie, yeah.
Yeah. It's tied together well. It's everyone does their job.
Well, there's nice character moments, especially with Sam Jackson and Nick Cage. When I love that scene. My favorite scene in the movie was when Sam Jackson talks about when he was a kid.
Can you focus?
And he, I'm talking about the fuck. I can do two things at once.
Off camera, off mic.
What's that talking about?
Was like doing this.
All right, no, what's going on? No, that's technical error. No, he talks to us about his dad. How he goes, when I was a kid, I was talking street slang in the street, and he overheard me. He took me upstairs and he fed me. He made me eat soap, and he says, "You ain't gonna talk like a black man. You gotta talk like a normal person." And he goes, he taught him to read him right, raised him right. And he said, my father worked for 38 years as an accountant. He was the only black accountant in the building. And there's two black people, and one of them was the janitor, and he was the other one. And when he retired, not one white face came to his retirement party.
Oh, he retired. 2 years later, he died. Not one person from that building showed up at his funeral except the janitor.
Except the janitor. And I thought that was such a great, just perfect examination of everything this movie's about, where it was like people pretend to deal with it, but they want nothing to do with it. They lied to themselves and to everybody else, saying how much they care and how much they want to do this and that, and at the end of the day, they could give two shits.
Yeah,
it's just how people are.
It really is. This movie is the extreme opposite of the next show we're doing on the live stream here, The Sopranos.
Well, Sopranos just comes out and says it.
Sopranos doesn't fuck around with.
You suck your dad's dick with that mouth.
He's black. Get the fuck away from him, Meadow.
I remember that. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure.
Talk about that episode. Excuse me.
Yeah,
you heard me, Sambo.
Yeah.
You heard me, Sambo.
She's off the show for a season because of that. But okay, so this is a perfect movie as far as racial tone goes because Nick Cage doesn't give a shit that he's black.
No.
And it's not too far like Die Hard with a Vengeance is, where actually Sam Jackson is the racist in that movie.
Right.
Against McClane.
Right.
It's because I'm black, isn't it? You know, he's like, I don't give a shit. What you're gonna get me killed. That's all I care about.
That's Sam Jackson said that. He goes,
that's what
I don't like you because you're gonna get me killed. That's what.
But that's the dialogue in that movie. It's like,
have I oppressed you, Zeus? Have I oppressed you and your people? Is that why you don't like me? No, I don't like you because you'll get me killed.
No, but the scene where he goes, "You're gonna call me an N-word, weren't you?" He's like, "Asshole! I was gonna call you an asshole. You got something wrong."
Asshole. That's great. That's another good movie with
Finally bought it on Blu-ray, the whole set.
Oh wow,
it's $20 at Walmart for all 5 movies. And honestly, you only need 2 of them.
You only need 3. I don't mind Live Free or Die, the unrated version.
That has both versions. That's the only
unrated version is better because he says like, "I'm gonna get this motherfucker."
Yeah,
like, that was a better movie.
When he shot through himself and killed Timothy Oliphant. He says "motherfucker."
Motherfucker. Yeah,
I remember watching the theater in the PG-13 version. I'm like, everyone in the theater was like,
yeah, that's why it was like, who cares? Why do this movie?
Like, don't do it, PG. Why?
Stupid.
The 5th one is just.
Fifth one's a garbage. The 5th one is Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, unwatchable.
Yeah,
it is terrible. And they try to put that Jay Courtney, and that movie makes no sense at all. That movie is really bad.
You know what's sad is the best scene in that movie is when he's talking to the Russian dude who ends up being the bad guy.
The guy looks like Ridley Scott.
Yeah, but he's talking to him against that truck, and he doesn't know Jay Courtney's listening.
Right.
And he's talking about being a father, and I'm like, oh, this is a sweet moment. It doesn't matter in this movie.
Nope. I remember that scene.
Exactly. It's like the one sweet little scene there, and then he like pulls the rebar out of his leg. And it was like, this is a sweet moment. But I don't care because it's
bloodless rebar. Yeah, that movie sucks so bad. That's a bad movie.
I'm on vacation. You are so not on vacation.
Yeah, why? He kept saying that, and it's just like, what? Like Red Letter Media has the best review on it. Go watch that.
Oh yeah,
go watch Red Letter Review. Their review on it is just like perfect. How he's like, he keeps saying I'm on vacation. It's like he's not on vacation. He's there to the sun. That's why he's there.
That movie just going.
Yeah,
I didn't see the. No, he's there to save his son. What?
Yeah, everybody. Was that part of his cognitive destruction?
I was pointing in my head when you were talking.
Yeah, like, maybe that was the beginning of like they were just
like ad lib to me, and he didn't know that his character was not on vacation.
And everybody
I laughed. Throw it in the movie, I guess.
Put it in the movie.
In 2009, Henry Louis Gates Jr. was arrested while attempting to enter his own home. His lock was jammed, and while attempting to force the door open, his neighbors called the police, not realizing he lived there.
Right.
Shit has not changed.
No, that happens a lot, usually.
Looking through other... Oh, Allison Mackey's debut. That's fun fact.
Now, who's Allison Mackey?
Let's find out.
Yeah, I didn't. I saw that. I was like...
Is she the girl from Smallville who's in that weird cult? That went to prison for that cult, or no?
Maybe.
I think I'm thinking of Allison Mack, and she plays Allison Mack on that TV show.
No, I think Allison Mackey. I think you're right. I think that is the Smallville chick. Did you look her up? I think you are correct, sir.
No, it's a different girl.
Oh, boo! We wanted sex cult.
My theory was correct. So Allison Mack was a TV show.
Yes, it was.
And that girl is who played the girl in Smallville, and I believe she's the one who's in that cult. I could be wrong. Just going off from memory here, but
I know the girl
Mackey still acting. 2019 was her last role, but she's in Original Sin, Those People, Sliver,
Smallville,
Gia.
Oh, Gia. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Giancarlo Esposito. I love that. I say it in my head all the time.
He's great. He's
great.
It's great. He's great in The Mandalorian.
It rolls off my mental tongue. Giancarlo Esposito.
Giancarlo Esposito is an official member of the Star Wars canon.
True. He got killed by that cannon, didn't he?
No, he's still alive. He's coming back. He's going to be the big villain in the next series. Great.
Nicolas Cage and Samuel L. Jackson play Marvel characters. Obviously, Nick Cage is Ghost Rider.
I hate those characters. So stupid. Like, throw a rock. Somebody's playing a fucking Marvel character. That means nothing. That means nothing.
Samuel L. Jackson and Kim Stratton appeared in Changing Lanes for 2002.
Okay. That must have been his wife. Yeah. Who Nick Cage goes, "You married to a white woman, right?"
Yeah.
Which is another assumption that you people have with successful black men always hook up with a white woman who's blonde.
And I like that he's wrong.
And he's wrong. Yeah, that's what's funny about it.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, that's funny. That's sweet. But yeah, I love this. I thought this movie was great. It was funny. It was poignant. It was nice. It was a nice movie.
It's poignant in ways that go beyond what you see, because the fact that she's black, his wife in the end,
right?
Who gives a shit? The point is, it doesn't fucking matter. Stop trying to guess. Why do you care?
Yeah, I guess.
Why the fuck do you care?
That's the throwaway at the end. Is like you can't have assumptions on people because they're not right. You can't assume on people.
And it even plays while being unsaid that him and his wife are separated. That's what it felt like to me when I was watching this.
Yes,
I don't want to talk about my wife, and I was like, "Oh, they're separated." No, we're wrong. She's just not there yet.
Yeah, and he's just private about it. He doesn't want to talk about it. It's just no one's business. It's his love. He doesn't want to talk about it. I wouldn't. I did the same thing. I ain't talking about nobody that I like. Fuck you.
Well, it's going back to Sopranos here. Don't talk about it. Don't fucking be a snitch on your own self. No, I like.
Don't disrespect the pizza parlor.
Because they're both. They don't go as far as I thought they would with the racist stuff, and I'm glad they don't, because it keeps it more as a comedy.
Yeah,
because if they went way too far with it, it'd just be like, oh, you missed.
They would if this was remade today, it would be ruined because Jordan Peele would be directing it.
I was just gonna say
it would get ruined because they wouldn't get the nuance and the subtext.
Update on Nope. Remember, I predicted it would be an alien thing.
I think it's
the new trailer shows a fucking spaceship entering, and I go,
what
else could it be?
Nope.
What else could that have been based on what we saw? And
I
hate trailers. I hate that they show them on TV during your show, and you have to sit there and watch it.
That's why I watch TV anymore.
What?
I don't watch TV anymore. I watch my YouTube, and I watch. What's funny? When I moved into the house here. Yeah. I had basically 36 hours without internet, so I had to wait for them to come and put in the new modem. So I had nothing to watch but Blu-rays.
Yeah.
So I watched Blu-rays, and I was like, "This is like really nice because this is like
nice, right?
It's calming, and like it's just not current events that are gonna make me mad and things that are happening that I need to hear about. I'm just like, you know what? This is really nice. I think I want to continue to do this here and then."
Yeah, I have similar thoughts, but I will share it in the next episode because it is tying heavily with our next episode.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So let's.
That's the time capsule show.
I do want to show a real quick clip of Brad Dourif and his Looney Tunes grenade.
Yes, that was hilarious.
Where does that happen is beyond me.
It's toward the end. It's when
right here. It's right here. Okay.
Yeah, because Brad Dourif takes it upon himself to save the day, and the chief has just basically got out of the house by himself.
I'm ready to release the hostages he's held.
This is a simple little comedy. It doesn't need to be over the top. They cut it way before most movies would have. She's yelling and can't keep up with it, and that's it. Moves on.
And that's the helicopter Nick Cage demanded in his negotiations.
Yeah. But here's Brad Dourif just stealing the movie because Brad Dourif is, I would say he's our podcast favorite actor. Is that fair?
Yeah. He's up there, yeah.
We talk about him a lot.
Yeah, he's great.
Something to the elevator men were really mean to me.
So at this point, Cage has moved Samuel Jackson to the neighbor's house. They don't realize that though, because Dabney Coleman was tied up. He since freed himself. Real simple explanation, I guess. But now Brad Dourif snuck into the house thinking that he's in there, and he didn't tell Dabney Coleman that he did that. So it's like a comedy of errors. It's just a lot of not in communication, a lot of things unsaid, and it just leads to this great shit because he throws a grenade in here in a minute, and it's just a Looney Tunes grenade.
It's classic comedy 101.
Yes.
It's very like if you watch the old movies from like 50 years ago, it's very much like that. And I think that's probably why we don't have those movies anymore, because nobody wants to watch the old movies. They're just like, those are boring. Let's tell a story about a midget who's gay and he wants to leave his family. It's like, okay, enough of that. Just tell a good story.
Like,
I can play that.
Simpsons.
I can play that. Peter Dinklage in Too Short to Be Gay.
I can play that.
There's a little girl who's dying who wants to have a lollipop. There's a little girl and a little Debbie ad. I can play that.
Yeah. He goes out and just grabs a helicopter ladder.
So great. Such a great joke. And it's Mickey Rooney, who's no longer
Mickey Rooney. Oh, man. Sucksy things.
Listen to that twice. It's the best commentary.
Night of a Jockey.
He is so not interested and so angry and bitter and old, and he's just like, no one cares about this. The young people don't want to watch this. They don't care.
Want sexy things.
They want to watch sexy things. Just like, oh my god.
All right, here we go. In case MGM is watching.
Well, you know who owns MGM now? Amazon.
Do they really?
They bought MGM. That's why they have all the Bond movies on there.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I was going to ask you after I was done with this clip.
Yeah, no, they bought.
You're ahead of me on that one.
Yeah, paid for Amazon, or Amazon bought MGM.
They almost really good at who owns who.
Well, they almost bought it directly to air. No Time to Die, whatever the last James Bond movie was. They were going to give them $800 million and buy MGM to just show that movie on Amazon directly, and they said no. So they released Die Another, whatever fucking last movie was, and
No Time to Die.
No Time to Die, because they had to make, because No Time to Die was losing money, not because of COVID.
No,
they said they were losing millions of dollars a day for it not being out in theaters.
Yeah,
because they paid so much of it. Yeah, because COVID shut everything down. So they were desperate to get it in theaters and make money off it theatrically because they had to. So they did okay. I think they did like $800 million. So
I saw it. Two thoughts. Loved it.
Did you?
Not as much as Skyfall.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't watched
it. It's a good movie.
I just didn't care.
You know what happens, right?
Yeah, he dies.
Okay. So that's my second point. The man had time to die. The title line.
Exactly.
He had plenty of time.
No time to die.
5 minutes on the radio going, make sure
time
you get out there and do this.
Hello. I'll tell you, Craig, I want out of this.
He's like, all right, I'm out of here.
I want out of this franchise right now.
I'm like, this man has a lot of time to die.
Did they blow him up with a missile, or how did he die?
He died because they had to blow up that plant at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, he had to stay there.
Well, he had to stay there.
It does work in the movie.
Yeah, because what I heard was he's like genetically, he has a disease. He touches his kid, he dies, or she dies, he dies, everybody dies.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it passes from person to person. They don't have the cure yet.
Right.
Honestly, I love the ending. I had no problem with it. People are gonna bitch about everything, but I'm way more forgiving about that sort of shit. I like him as James Bond, and that was a good ending. And they actually killed James Bond for the first time.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh shit!" They went there, like, because at 25 movies in, you're used to like,
yeah.
Remember that one where he gets in the coffin, he's underwater, and goes into that base, and you're like,
and he turns into a Japanese man, and then he gets to not be a Japanese man anymore. Yeah.
All right, let's play this scene. All right, here we go. I want Amazon to stop us. Now I know what to say.
Yeah. And Bob Balaban is the psychologist talking
Oh,
to.
yeah.
And he's talking to nobody, and that was hilarious.
He's laying. Eventually, he's
Yeah.
laying down in the back seat, being like, "I know you'd like me if you just gave me a chance. Like I
Yeah.
have stuffed animals, and my dad didn't talk to me much." It's
I
like,
really wanted a pony growing up, and I didn't
Yeah.
get one. It's so
my
funny.
dad gave me a big old box, and I thought it was gonna be the pony that I wanted, but it wasn't. So I guess I've always really wanted a pony, but I'm sure you're the same way. He just keeps talking and talking.
There's
Dabney
tons.
Coleman's tied
Yeah.
up like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's why Dabney Coleman gets out because he's hearing and he can't do it anymore. So he forces himself to get out of there, and he gets out. It's a great movie.
But
They
don't nail you in the head with that's why he wants out of it. He doesn't go like, ah. You just hear like, you see a couple he gets out of the boots and he falls backward and runs out, like holding still in the chair.
Dabney Coleman, call back to Boardwalk Empire. He's a great actor, and Boardwalk Empire is one of his best roles. He plays the evil colonel or whatever, the guy that runs the town or used to run the town, and then Steve Buscemi's taking over for him.
Yeah,
that's so great. And he has like that stroke in the season 2 where he's trying to move in on Nucky, and he has a stroke, and he goes, cock, fuck. And then Shea Wingham is pissed off because he sided with Dabney Coleman and his team, and they're all old men. He's just like, and he goes, he's a fucking vegetable. And he walks out. Oh, it's great. Season 2, Boardwalk Empire, one of the best seasons of television history.
I didn't realize he was still alive.
Yeah, still kicking.
He's in a movie. He's pre-production someday, sometime.
He's still going. He outlasted Fred Ward.
Oh, he's in Yellowstone. Okay,
there you go. Fuck, everybody's in Yellowstone.
Yeah,
a show I will never watch, probably.
All right, so the ending happens. They get away. I do have some problems with the bloodhounds because there's bloodhounds.
Right.
Going to find Nick Cage and they send some bloodhounds after him. They catch up, and Samuel Jackson has a brilliant idea of he has Dabney Coleman's his badge, his police badge, and he goes, "Here, smell this," and the dogs take off running, and I'm like, that's not how bloodhounds work. They follow a trail of scent.
Yes.
They don't just go find the last scent that was there.
They don't remember pictures.
It was so dumb.
But what was funny was the guy that has the bloodhounds is Bob from Batman, the original Batman. Bob Gunn. Leave him alone, boys.
There's a scene I want to show because of the music. I want to find it first. It's where him and Cage are fighting in the backyard on the lawn. Is this not the same music from The Critic? Listen. Not yet. Right here.
Yeah.
Is that not the theme song from The Critic?
It's very similar.
I was sitting there watching. I'm like, oh my god,
very similar. Yeah.
That's the Critic theme song, if you ask me.
Oh, so this was the connection that I had. Amy Graham is also in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Amy Graham.
She plays. Okay. She was the girl in the beginning who runs out of the liquor store.
Okay. One of those two girls.
One of those two girls, and then she's in Jackie Brown. She's the girl that sells Jackie Brown the suit.
Okay.
And that was our connection. She's in 2 Tarantino-involved movies.
Wow. And that's it, huh?
And she's in some other stuff, but just stuff you never heard of.
Weird.
She's in an episode, 3 episodes of CSI. She's got a movie that she wrote and directed that she's in. It's not Soul Taker.
Okay.
But yeah.
Then who cares?
That was the connecting tissue to something else that we talk about.
Is the Bob Balaban character like his preface to doing The Negotiator?
What do you mean? Sam Jackson? That's why he did The Negotiator? Or
Isn't Bob Balaban in the Negotiator as well?
no, he's not in that
Sure.
one. I'm positive he's not. Bob Balaban is the president of NBC in Seinfeld.
Oh, God, that's for some reason in my mind. I thought he was the guy who snitches him out, or the bad guy, the super bad guy in Negotiator.
No, the guy. No, that was Ron Rifkin. That's the other guy. He looks like Bob Balaban, but it's
Looks
not.
just like him. If not,
Ron Rifkin is from LA Confidential and Alias, and he's a good character actor. He's in a bunch of shit.
didn't realize they're two different people.
Yeah, two different people.
This happens a lot to me here.
They do look similar. They're very
Ron Rifkin.
similar.
Yeah, that's who I was. Okay.
I wonder if they're brothers.
They look exactly alike.
Ron Rifkin and Bob Balaban on tour.
Okay,
You're Bob and I'm Ron. Let's play the Critic soundtrack.
Okay. Even looking at these two guys side by side here, or like one at a time. Look at this. Here's Bob Balaban. Here's Ron Rifkin.
They look
Bob
nothing
Balaban,
alike.
Ron Rifkin.
They're wearing glasses. That's the different.
Yeah,
one has
hair.
hair, one is bald.
Well, it could be different eras, you know.
Oh,
But like Weasley dudes.
Yeah, Weasley dude. Yeah, it's Weasley. If you want a Weasel, you get Bob Balaban. If you can't get Bob Balaban, you get Ron Rifkin. If you can't get neither of them, you get Bud Cort.
Yeah.
When Ron Rifkin's busy and then Bob Balaban's on vacation, you have to get Bud Cort, and that's the guy.
Let's wrap this up, shall we?
So where does this was this listed on your Cage movies already, or is this a brand new addition to the Cage movie listing?
This is my first time doing this movie, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, well, because you said you did this. Oh, you just did this as
I watched
for fun to watch it. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't review it. I only added movies that I reviewed on this.
Because I'm curious where you're going to put this on the list of overall Cage and quality of Cage.
Out of 40 something, go ahead and guess where you think I'm going to put it.
Oh, see, this is hard because Cage is quite good in this, and the movie is good. So overall, this is a higher up one. It's top 10 material. I would say this is top 10. I would say overall quality of movie 6, overall quality Cage 5. Okay, way off.
Quality movie number 13.
14.
13.
Under the Weather, man. Oh, fuck you.
Okay, think about him in this movie for real. He's fine. He's good.
I'm sorry. Quality of Cage. Quality of movie. I'm sorry.
Quality movie 13.
Okay.
I do like these movies on the left more. Weatherman is below this as far as quality of movie goes.
Okay. I'm looking now. See, I haven't seen The Trust, so I can't judge that one yet. Joe's very good. Massive talent, 8mm. Oh, I would say 8mm is below this movie in quality. I don't know.
I don't.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I actually really like 8mm, but this on the right here, quality of Cage, I do think he's better than the Weatherman, just barely.
Just barely.
I like that he gets to play a couple different types of Cage in that movie. This one, he's good in it. He's great in it, actually. But I'd say this movie is the bottom tier of his greatness. After that, it's kind of like he's serviceable.
Right, I would agree with that.
World Trade Center and Valley Girl and Honeymoon in Vegas. He's there. I love what I could say about those.
Quality of Cage is last movie is Con Air.
Oh yeah,
I just rewatched Con Air for the first. I think I told you for the first time in maybe 20 years, and it's a very bad movie.
No, it's a fun movie.
It's a fun movie, but it's bad. It's
on my left here 20. On my on the right last.
Right, yeah.
Quality is fine because of Chuck Malkovich and like Danny Trejo and Steve Buscemi, all those great character actors, and then the fucking Nick Cage is in there sucking all the oxygen out of the room.
Yeah, he's terrible in it.
They call me Johnny 500 if they knew the truth.
I don't trust two people. One was me, the other was not you.
Give me the bunny.
My dad is released in 4 weeks.
It's like my daddy. Yeah, John Malkovich is great in that movie. I love him in that movie. He saves that movie for me. I'm gonna say the word movie 6 more times here. But Nick Cage is fucking terrible in it.
He is bad, but and I love John Malkovich where he goes, "Where's Pinball? Oh, we found Pinball. He's dead. Oh, I liked Pinball." When John Malkovich's got like, "Oh, he's sad that he's dead." And then that scene when Dave Chappelle is smiling coming down, that's the funniest shit. That is funny.
Like the wooden arm where he's going,
yeah. It's so funny. And then, like, the people in that car are dead, by the way. So don't try to say, oh, they're fine. They'd be fucking dead.
No, they show the hoity-toity white couple, and they're like,
yeah,
oh, bird shit on the windshield.
Bird shit on the window. I had a car wash and bird shit on the window. God damn it.
He blows out the fucking city block.
It's good luck. And then he got boom, right in the engine block, blast out.
Yeah.
Cars hit him. Those people would be dead. But the best part of this movie, though, is when it falls up. You agent, whatever, John Cusack. Yeah. Well, he's got your name written all over.
Yeah.
It's so stupid, but so great. That's the funniest part of the movie, and that's the encapsulation of 90s action movie. Is that scene right there, where it's like goofy humor, it's like kind of slapsticky old style humor, and they just don't do that anymore. Action movies now just don't even try to even do that. Don't even attempt it anymore.
No, what's that? What's his last name? The Irish actor?
Colm Meaney.
Colm Meaney, thank you. I get him confused with the other guy from Nick Cage movie, Colm Frere or whatever his name is.
Colm Frere. Colm Frere is a great character actor. Colm Meaney is a great character actor. Colm Frere,
Star Trek,
is in Chronicles of Riddick. He's the bad guy. He's in a
bunch of stuff.
Bunch of movies. He's the
bunch of movies.
He's the bad guy in the first Thor movie. He's the trust guy. He's in that.
Colm Meaney is on a lot of TV stuff.
Colm Meaney was on Star Trek for 20 years.
As a gay man.
They
never acknowledged he was gay.
He was married to his wife.
You could say that if you want. He was gay.
He had a Japanese wife and he had a kid with her.
No.
He was so straight as it hurts.
No.
No, you're thinking of someone else.
No.
You're not thinking of Chief O'Brien. How dare you? Chief O'Brien is all man. You back off. Chief O'Brien would be like, I don't like that fucking cock shit. I'm all about tight, wet, Japanese tang. But Amos and Andrew, go see it. It's wonderful.
Out of 10.
I'll give it an 8. Solid 8.
I gave it a 7.
Okay.
But I will say, every time I watch this, it's gone up a star. First time, I was like, yeah, good. I liked it the first time.
I'm definitely going to buy it. Yeah.
Another star.
Yeah, I'm going to buy this on Blu-ray for sure.
Part of the reason I give it a 6 the first time is because I watched so many Nick Cage movies in a row. I was kind of tuning them out at a point.
I
knew I liked this. But yeah, it's I'm definitely gonna get it on Blu-ray eventually. It's great. It's a great movie. I just watch it. I did my rankings. We're good with our blah blah blah. We did that. Yeah, we're out of here. Okay, until next time. And in the meantime, I'm Phoenix West. Next Nick Cage cast, Family Man versus Trespass. Another Joel Schumacher movie. Oh, it's what's his name versus Joel Schumacher?
Brett Ratner.
Brett Ratner versus Joel Schumacher. Thank you.
The Rat
Man versus the Shoemaker. And then we get David Lynch the week after that. Wild at Heart.
Yeah.
So long, citizen.